Beautiful souls. I am Jeannie Muhammad, your global happiness expert. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate you giving me some of your time. This is Positivity is the Key. In addition to being a happiness expert, I am also a assertive and confidence coach, a holistic wellness coach, and an author. Please visit my website, iamjeaniem.com. There you will see uh, my blogs, my books that I have published. You will be able to go to my YouTube channel. And while you're at my YouTube channel, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I am striving to grow, and I know that you will find something there that will help to empower you. I empower women that have been challenged in their lives with divorce, domestic violence, separation from their children, grief, loss. Could be loss of a job, loss of a home, just any number of things that we are challenged with on a day to day basis. Some people have lost themselves in their challenges, and that is what I do. I empower them to know that there is healing from within and that we have the capacity to aid in our healing. So that's what I do. I am a guide. I have help to lead people to that power that's within us and empower them to pull up on it so that we can heal from our pains, our traumas, and our challenges and live happy and peaceful, productive lives. Visit my website and please subscribe to my channel. Please hit that like button, that love button to show me some support. And social media just they go crazy on the seeing who has responded to different posts. So please do. And I may not acknowledge you being there, but I know that you are watching and I know that you're encouraging me. And I know that afterwards I will be able to respond to you. But concentrating on what I'm saying and looking at the comments, uh, I get sidetracked. So I like to concentrate on what I'm saying so that I don't forget anything and leave anything out because I want this to be something that you will be able to use to take you just a little farther on your journey. Today, I am going to talk about heal from within, visualization, visualizing what we want in our lives. We do it all the time. We just don't really focus on what we are bringing into our lives by constantly having that on our mind. And that is what it is, actually seeing what it is that you want to the extent that you can actually have a picture in your mind of you doing and being what it is that you have decided that you are going to be. So it's visual, it's really actually seeing that in your mind's eye. Okay, as children, and maybe even as an adult, you may daydream. And you may daydream, and it's so vivid that it seems real. And this is what it is to visualize something, to actually see it. Now, what do we want to do to make sure this is a success? And it does work. I am here to say that it does work. I use it in my own life, and I used it even before I realized the power of it. Because I tell the story about how I grew up. I grew up in an abusive household. My father was very abusive to my mother, and I wanted to leave. We lived in the country on a farm, and it was not something, you could just get up and go and go to the corner and catch a bus or something like that. Now there were buses that ran past our house because we lived on a busy uh, um, highway in the country that was like an interstate or intrastate highway, and buses did travel back and forth down this road. And I would visualize myself one day getting on one of those interstate buses. It was a Continental Trailway. And I would visualize myself getting on one of those buses and being able to leave that situation. I would think about where I was going, what I would do when I got there. I was a teenager, and I didn't know that what I was doing was visualizing my future, the things that I wanted. But I knew I wanted this because I wanted to escape. I did that for a year. And during that year, I was planning, which is another thing that we will get to in just a minute about visualizing what you want. But I visualized myself up out of that. Making a long story short, I visualized myself being in California, and that is where I ended up being. So, know what you want. That's the first step. The very first step in visualizing and bringing it into fruition is know exactly what it is you want. Because you know how, have you ever heard someone say, be careful what you ask for? Because if you have faith and you believe, it will come to you. So be careful what you are asking for. And it's the same thing with visualization. Know what you want. Make sure that it's something of good. Make sure that it's something that will benefit you, your family, your community. I'm not trying to tell you, what your goals should be, but I do believe that we, whatever we put out there, that's what we attract. So I'm saying, if you want good in your life, put out good, so that's what comes back to you. So that I'm encouraging you to make sure it's of a high, um, on a high level, not something low life. Know what you want. Athletes do this all the time. They visualize their success, and they know they want to win that game. So that's what they concentrate on. That's what they visualize. They visualize being successful. A lot of successful people do this. You can too. In fact, you can start today. Be very clear about your goals. Write them down. Write down exactly what it is you want to achieve, even put a date to it. Think about the ways that you can achieve your goals. Feel what it is. Get that feeling of how you will feel when you achieve this, what you desire. Feel the happiness of it. Feel the excitement of it. When you are successful, see yourself really just enjoying what it is that you desire. And know that you have the capacity to do this. Believe that you have the capacity to do this because you can. I know you can. I have done it. I told you about the first time, but that I did it and I didn't even realize what I was doing. But with you really understanding the power of it, me understanding the power of it, now what I do is I utilize it all the time. I utilized it in writing my books. I have utilized it in starting my podcast. I've utilized it in finding a mate that would treat me with the respect that I know that I am worthy of. I have done it in any number of times to achieve success in what it is that I desire in life. Start making it happen. Don't just put it out there, what you want, and you're not preparing yourself for that success. Visualize what you want, be clear about your goals, and then start working towards that. Start putting things into action so that whatever it is that you're desiring, that you're taking the necessary steps to receive it. Don't just put it out there and not work towards achieving what you're visualizing. Be prepared for it to happen. Prepare yourself because it will happen. It will come about. Prepare yourself to be ready and able to handle what it is that you're visualizing. And stick to it. Nothing is will beat persistence. Be consistent about whatever it is that you're doing. Be persistent. Stick to it. Don't give up. Don't say I've been doing this for a month and I haven't achieved it yet. Stick to it because we never know how close we are to success sometimes. Sometimes it is right around the corner and we give up. We won't achieve it if we give up. Do not give up. Whatever it is, if you desire it enough to work hard to achieve it, don't give it up. Stick to it. I have made so many mistakes um, in striving to do what it is that I um, know is my mission and what I know that my creator would have me to do. And I've made mistakes and I've failed along the way, but I have never given up. I and there are times when I've wanted to. There have been plenty. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on this one. I had to really laugh at this one. One day, I had planned a beautiful program for you. I had done my research on the topic. I had it all lined out. I just had everything exactly the way that I wanted it. I was prepared to bring you a beautiful subject and a subject that I was excited about and just couldn't wait to share with you. Okay, so I got ready for my podcast. I did everything to get it started. Oh, I was so excited. I went through my podcast. I introduced myself, introduced my subject. I talked, I usually do about 30 minutes. I talked and explained everything and went into detail. I had forgot to push the little button that says go live. That's right. I had talked this entire time and nothing was being broadcast. At the end, I'm looking like, what happened? I had forgot to go live. Can you imagine how I felt? I'm like, I have sat here all this time and no one could see me or hear me but me. Believe me, I just closed everything down, went somewhere, and just contemplated on now what should my attitude be. I decided I'm going to laugh at myself. I'm going to laugh at myself and I'm not going to let this discourage me. The next time it's time for my broadcast, I'm just going to make sure I hit that button that will blast me to the world. But it was very discouraging for a minute. So we will make mistakes. We will, there are any number of things that may go wrong. That's just one example that I can tell you that I've had since I started this podcast. But I said I'm going to stick with it until I determine I have a set time of how long I'm going to do this. And when that time comes, I'm going to shift into gear to what else I have planned after this. But I'm going to see it through to the end. I'm going to see it through. I'm determined with the help of God, I am going to see it through to the end that I have determined that I'm going to go when I have achieved out of it what I want to achieve. So stick to whatever you want to visualize into your life. Stick to it. Don't give up. Now, I had said that there have been studies done that say that visualizing is actually a benefit to our health. Now, I did not know that. In my research for this, I found that visualizing actually is a benefit to our health. And how does it? It benefit us. Number one, it increases our focus. Now that makes sense, doesn't it? Because in order to visualize, your focus has to be laser beam. You're focusing on something and you keep that before you. So it increases your focus. That's a great benefit. It will improve your performance. And why? Because when you're visualizing something, you are there are certain things that you know that you have to or should do in order to perfect whatever it is that you're visualizing, perfect your performance, perfect what it is, uh, or even how are you going to get to where you want to be? What do you have to do to improve upon where you are in order to get to where you want to be? It will increase your confidence. Now that makes sense because as we achieve different things in our lives, we become more confident about what we're doing. So, visualization will help us to do that. It'll help us to become more confident. Don't you think that when I, as a teenager, was able to bring my to help bring myself up out of the situation I was living in, that it did not just give me a boost in my confidence and all the other things that I have become when I visualized my writing my books and I set myself on that path and I gave myself a timeline of the things that I wanted to accomplish and how many books I wanted to write before I moved on to something else. And when I was able to accomplish that with the help of my creator, it boosted my confidence. When I learned what I needed to know in order to start my podcast, it boosted my confidence. And so it decreased. And another thing that uh, visualizing will do is it will decrease your anxiety. Now that's a biggie. Being, decrease depression and anxiety because you're focused on something positive. When you're visualizing your success, you're replacing those negative thoughts and that anxiety with something that brings you happiness and joy. You're replacing that, and it also will make uh, help to give you better sleep. That's another benefit of visualizing your success. It relaxes you. It will, and this is what I do at night before I go to sleep. One of the ways that I lull myself to sleep is to visualize my next goal. I see myself doing and feeling what I will feel when I have accomplished my next goal. And I always strive to have that next goal, have something that I'm working towards, and that I am striving to accomplish. It gives me a reason to get up every day. It gives me a reason to improve myself. So that's what I do. Before I go to sleep at night, I start visualizing and feeling what will be like when I achieve my next goal. Now, this is also a biggie. It has been scientifically proven that visualization will improve our immune system. And how is this? I'm going to read this. Stress and anxiety take a toll on our immune system. And then a lot of times we will be sleep deprived. Visualizing will help you to focus your mind and body and relax and become calm. That will help boost your immune system. It will help you sleep, as I said. That's a biggie for helping to boost your immune system when your body is rested. Visualizing will help you to do that. Now, I did not know this one for sure. It will help relieve migraine headaches. That is one of the benefits of visualizing. It will help relieve migraine headaches because the brain will develop different patterns, a different uh, way of operating. New brain patterns will form when we visualize. All of these wonderful benefits of visualizing. And that is something that you can start today. I talked earlier in the week about introspection. Go inward and see what it is that you really desire to have, that you really want. And it doesn't have to be something major. You might want to start small, you know, and write it down so that you can always keep it in front of you. Visualize how you're going to feel when you accomplish it and start focusing on that. You can start doing that today. After this podcast, you can decide this is what I am going to bring into my life that will be of benefit to me, my family, my friends, my community. This is what I am going to bring in and start working on bringing that into fruition and visualize yourself actually having accomplished that. You can start that today. In fact, I encourage you, don't put it off. Start it today. And once you are successful at that, please tell me about it. You can contact me at my website, iamjeannem.com. My email is jeannie@iamjeannem.com. I would love to hear from you. And you say, Jeannie, guess what? I did what you said, and it works. I would love to hear that. Start today. I am Jeannie Muhammad, your global happiness expert. And until we meet again, stay blessed and stay safe.